Okay, today I need to make another hanger for a bottle this size. This is a size bottle that I grow my kale in because it likes to have long roots. And I hang it on the railing of my balcony. So I'm going to start. I've got my ball of yarn here. And I'm just going to start crocheting. Nightbot should be coming in, hopefully to take care of the chat. And I'm going to be watching. Got my little camera here that I'm going to be watching the live from so I can see the chat while I'm going. So the first thing I'm going to do is, let's start it here. I have my loop. And I'm just going to make a ring here to put my crochet hook through. I'm going to chain 2, and then there's this hole here that I'm going to do a single crochet into. Then I'm going to chain 10. Hi, Carole. Welcome in. Hi, George. How are you doing? Actually, I have to do a lot of counting, so I'm going to stop talking once my Nightbot shows up. I need to count 10. Oh, I already counted 12. 10's not going to be enough. Then I go back in and do a single crochet into my first loop. And chain another 10. Hi, Vince. You're up late. Sorry, I have to count as I'm doing this. I think I did the first one wrong. I'm going to have to actually start over and rip it off. I'm not going to be able to talk while I do this because I have to keep counting. But Nightbot should take over pretty quick. So this is how you frog. They call it frogging because you have to rip it. So kind of disregard me while I'm just sitting here. And I'm go ahead and connect with each other. Feel free to swap playlists if you like. Okay, we're going to start this again. Put my thumb and your finger in here, loop it around so you have this ring. Put your crochet hook in there and pull it snug but not tight. You need plenty of room to crochet around this. And you start by chaining 2, single crochet in the first one. Actually, I don't think you need a single crochet. I think I'm going to change this. Oh, okay, then chain 10. Then go back and single crochet in that first stitch again. Okay, I'm going to be chaining another 10. I'm not going to be able to talk while I do that. I'm a blonde. I can't talk and crochet at the same time. Thanks for watching, anybody that's in here. And then I go back and do a single crochet into the first loop again. So we've got 2 little loops. Okay. Is there anybody I need to greet? No. I think I set up my night thought to be very irritating here. If you're in, please double tap the screen to give me a like. And go back and single crochet in that first loop again. I don't like these. I don't like these crochet hooks. That's really tight loop there. I'm going to rip a little bit. Now I have 3 little loops. and go back into that first ring, do a single crochet. Okay, oh, there we go. And I'm going to chain another 10. Now I have 4 little loops. Okay, I've got another 10. Let's go back and do a single crochet in that first loop again. And now I have 5 little loops. Starting to look like a flower. And I'm going to go back into that first loop again and do another, oops, and I lost my loop here. One thing about crocheting, it's easy to pick up. Now I'm going to crochet another single crochet in that loop. And once I have 6 loops like I do now, it looks like a flower. When I get to that 6th loop, I'm going to kind of just do a slip stitch, 5 slip stitches up the leg of this first loop. You got 5, then I'm going to do a single crochet into that first loop. So you see what I've done? I've gone up the leg. I have 6 loops. I've chained 10. I have 6 chained 10 loops. Kind of looks like a flower. So there's 2, 4, 6. And I went up the leg with 5 stitches. Then I did a single crochet in that loop. Now I'm going to chain another 10. Then I'm just going to go to this next loop and do a single crochet in it. See, now I'm starting my second row to make my flower bigger. Basically, just keep doing this for 4 rounds. I'm doing this one a little smaller than this. This one I chained 14 for each loop. Okay, now I'm going to go to the next petal of my flower and do a single crochet. I see somebody's still hanging in there with me. Are you a crocheter? And we find the next petal and single crochet. I'm using 1-inch yarn here that I made on another live. And go to the next petal. Now you can see my slip stitches that I did there on that last leg. So I just want to go in here and a slip stitch should hold it together here. I'm going to do 4 more stitches up the leg here. Oops. Let's get back in there. We're at the halfway point here, so I'm going to do a single crochet. Pull my loop out a little bit. Let's look at our flower. So there we have 2 rounds done. Got 2 more rounds to do. These are pretty quick to make. And once again, I do a single crochet in the next loop. I'm going to stop and take a drink here. Hi, everybody. I hope you can double tap and click the like button. I could really use the support here. Looks like I've got a few lurkers here just watching, which is fine. I don't have a lurking command on my Nightbot, but it can tend to get irritating. I think I passed up my... See, I've kind of got a bowl here, so let's take this old one, take this bottle out of the old one. I want to check to see if it's going around. See, the floral should cover the bottom. So 10 seems to be the right number for this. But I made a mistake here, and now I've got too many loops, which can be a problem. Here's the beginning of my row here. Okay, I have to actually tear it back to here because I made a mistake. If you want to check the weather where you're at, type in weather and your zip code, and it'll tell you the weather where you're at. I mean, not your zip, yeah, the zip code. If you want to know the time, type in time and your American time zone. I only have it set up for Central, Eastern, Mountain, and Pacific time at this point. Or you can just stay and watch. This is a part of crocheting. I just have to keep ripping back. What I'm looking for is I made a mistake when I went past this leg here. Okay. I can see where I kind of single crocheted up the leg. If I do it this way, I end up with too many loops, which will still work. In the end, I need to have 6 loops, and if I do it this way, the other way, it'll have too many loops in the end. So I have to go back and single crochet up the leg here. And then do a single crochet. I think I did the slip stitch going up the leg, a single crochet for the last stitch. Okay. Then I go back to chaining 10. Uh-oh, what did I do? I have my loop stuck in there. I have to go back again. Okay. You can see where I slip stitched up that loop. So after I did my slip stitch, 5 slip stitches, do a single crochet, and this starts round number 4. I think I need to be more careful to get it in the middle. Otherwise, I have to work at sliding it down. So try and fold it a little bit so I get it in the middle of the previous loop. Excuse me while I take a drink here. You know, just as you keep going around, make sure you check to see that you catch the right loop. And You get it right in the center of the loop. This one isn't quite a loop. You can see there's my single crochets that I did. So now I'm going to do the single crochet on the next row. Can't seem to find the right place to go in with my crochet hook here. Oh, I made counting. I have 8 here. I only need 4 or 5. So let's pull some out here. I don't know where my mind was. I pulled out 3. When I get to the middle here, do a single crochet. I think this should be enough of the chain 10 loops. Let's see how it goes. Now this heads to stretch once I add water to it. So it's time to do the final row. And if you can see from this one, I did shorter loops on the final row so that it just went around. And I have a big loop here that'll go over the railing. Now this one I did a little bit too big, and I think it's not going to work. We'll have to see. Where's my loop? Okay, so this next row I'm going to chain 6. Because I'm done with the loops. And then a single crochet. Oh, thank you for leaving thumbs up, people. Really appreciate your support. Now, I will say that if you use acrylic yarn, it'll probably last longer. This plastic does break down after it's out in the sun. But I can usually get 1 or 2 years out of a hanger like this. And it's lightweight, doesn't soak up water. Now, looks like I've made it to my to the end of the row here. So I am going to single crochet into each one instead of chaining. Now it looks pretty short, but make sure my bottle fits in there. Now you can see that it just kind of goes around kind of snugly. And it only goes about halfway up at this point, but it really stretches once you get water in there and get it hanging up. And I really only want it to go up to about the top of the bottle. The other one that I made is going to go way past up there, but I only want it to go up to here. So that's the end of the chaining for a while. So now in this loop, I'm going to do 6 single crochets. And I only want to go halfway around. So I'm going to do this to 3 loops. I'm going to chain one to get over this last single crochet. And in the next loop, I'm going to I'm going to single crochet 6 times again. So I've done the last 3 loops. I'm at my halfway mark. So I'm going to chain the handle now. I think I'm going to chain 100. So I won't be able to say anything for a while. I'm just going to be counting. Okay, that's 30. I'm going to take a drink here. Okay, we're at 50. $60. 70. 80. 90. Come on. 90. 100, finally. Okay. Now, what I want to do is go back to where I started. You can see here that on this side I have single crochets, and this side I just have a chain loop. So I'm going to go back to that, and I'm going to do 6 single crochets in this loop. And now I have 6 in there, so I'm going to do a chain, and then 6 into this next loop. Sorry, I hope I didn't make you dizzy. My nose itched. And chain 1. And then we've got this last loop here. Oh, how many loops do I have? Oh no. I ended up with 7 loops. Somewhere I made a mistake. I hate to start over at this point. But it's not going to be even if I do this. See? Ah, well, what I did is when I went up my last leg, I somehow missed. How many loops do I have here? Yeah, I do. I have 7 loops because there's 4 loops on this side of the handle. It's going to hang lopsided now because I made a mistake somewhere. Ended up with 7 loops. Well, I really need to go back and get back to 6 loops. So I'm going to frog again. Time to pull things out. Should have checked before I did my handle. Well, this is frustrating, but it's just how it goes. I guess stitch markers would come in handy when I do this, but I didn't use any. Well, it's frustrating, but it's not the end of the world. Everybody's so quiet tonight. And I toned down my Nightbot so it would be a little less irritating. I'm not going to frog the whole thing. I'm going to figure out where I made my mistake and go from there. I'm pretty sure I just made it in this last row. I think this is a chain 10 row. And I'm pretty sure I was good up until then. Oh no, these are my chain 6 rows. Pretty sure my chain 6 rows is where I made my mistake. So I'm going to get to where I have my chain 10 rows. Or rounds, they're called. Why do they call them? Why do I call them round rows when they're rounds? The lady that taught me to crochet barely spoke English and she didn't read, so I didn't learn all of the proper terms when I learned, but I was 19 then and I'm 74 now, so it's been a few years crocheting. Okay, I'm back at, this is where I started my chain 6 rows, and I think I had, nope, I have 7. Oh no, I have 6 here. So I did it in the 3rd row, my last row. I think that's like my 5th round. So I have, okay. So I don't have to rip the entire thing, but let's roll this mess into a ball here. I've got a big pile of loops. So back to the drawing board. And I think I just have to do a single crochet in this loop. Then we'll go back to chaining 6. Make sure I only have 6 loops at the end of this round. Oh, here we are to the end. This is the last chaining I need to do. So now I will chain. This is the end of it. So this is where I would single crochet. Slip stitch. Normally I would have slip stitched up the edge, but I'm at the end. So now I'm going to single crochet 6 times in this loop. So I should double check this. I have 6 loops. 1, 2, 3 on that side and 1, 2, 3 on this side. So it's going to turn out even. Glad I ripped it apart. Just want to make sure the bottle fits in there. And it does. I'll pull it up. And when it stretches, it goes right to where I want it to. At this line. Because once it gets filled, that's what's going to happen. It's going to stretch. And I want it to go here, not up to here. So we're good. Let's keep going to do it. A chain and 6 double crochets into this next loop. There we have it. We have 3 of the loops that I have done single crochets in. Now it's time to chain the handle, which is I'm going to make 100 chains for. Ten, 30. I'm gonna have a drink. $40. 50. 60. 70. 80. 90. 100. Yay! Okay, let's go back and find where do I go. So I want to go directly across. There's 3 loops that have to be chained in. So I'm going to start by chaining 6 in this loop. See if you see the loop on the right, I've already single crocheted in. This one I have not. So that's where I want to connect. Do 6 single crochets in this big loop. And 1 chain. And another 6 single crochets in the next loop. See, what size hook am I using? Size J. Can you see this? Size J hook. Okay, we'll chain one, and this is the last loop to go into. And now we're up to the handle. Now I'm going to do 100 single crochets, hopefully. And I could do one in each stitch, but I'm pretty lazy, so I'm just going to pretend it's a big loop. I'm going to do 100 single crochets to get to the other end to make this handle stronger. And last longer. That's 10, and I keep pulling it to slide it down so I can get 100 in here. Actually, in the last one I made, I only got 70. So if you're a crocheter, where did you learn to crochet? I'd love to know. I lost count. It doesn't matter. I'm going to crochet to the end and keep pulling things. I don't know. I think that was number 17. I might look at the playback to figure out. And how long have you been crocheting? See, I was 19 when I learned, and that was in the winter. And I'm 74 now. So that's at 55 years? 50, I don't know. To use a calculator. It's 3:30 in the morning, 3:39 in the morning. I can't think that hard right now. I'm going to run out of yarn here in a little while. I've got another ball. This is a little bit tougher to crochet with than yarn, but I did lose all my yarn a while back. My landlord brought me a refrigerator that was infested with cockroaches, and before long, my yarn stash was infested with cockroaches, and I had to toss it. My former landlord, I should say. The new one's a little better. And he helped me get rid of them. They've been gone. I haven't seen one around here in years. That's the end of my ball. So there's the end. This loop. So I'm almost done, but I have this big ball. I can just attach that and keep going. So to attach it, I just loop it in there and then loop it over the ball and connect it just like it was another loop of yarn. And we'll just keep going till we run out of handle. Almost to the other end of the handle here. Woohoo! Oh, we're at the end. So I want to leave that weak section there. So I'm going to do one more last single crochet here. Still a little loose there, so let's do another right into this loop. Well, maybe not. Got to the end of the yarn here, so let's just pull it off. Make a loop big enough for the ball to get through. How do we unloop this now? The ball is going to have to go through this loop, so we're going to untangle it a little bit. Pull on a few stitches. You know what? I think I'm just going to cut it. That means I have to get scissors. And that would mean I have to get up. So I'm going to break it. So I released my ball. And I'm pretty sure this ball was bigger than the other one. So I'm pretty sure I should be able to come up with a whole new hanger out of that. Let's go back in here and single crochet. Let's do 2 single crochets. See if there's enough yarn here to make a third one. Nope, we're at the end. So pull it through. That's the end. And just go ahead and hide this by pulling it through till we come to the end. You could cut it at this point, but it'll be stronger if I just keep looping it through. And I'm too lazy to get up and get a pair of scissors. So now I'm trying to do this in hydroponics in a bottle. But if you were to grow in a shorter one, you could make a shorter one. Or if you have a bigger bottle, do more chains to go all the way around. I still have this loop here. I'm going to just keep going around until it's all hidden. Let's give it a little pull. Oh, it's going to come apart there. If that was yarn, that would have worked. If it's yarn, it's just going to split. Well, I think that'll work. Have to be perfect here. I can't see it. This bottle contained juice that I got from my senior stock box. And it comes in handy. These tend to tip over, so I'm going to hang it. And although it doesn't look like it's going to go all the way to the top, it will. Once it's full of water and it's hanging there, it gets pretty heavy and it'll stretch up there. we've got it all done. Yay! So I used 1-inch yarn and a J crochet hook. So when I get up tomorrow, I'll put that kale in there. And actually, I think before I put kale in it, I need to wrap it with a potato chip bag. So let's see. Oops, sorry about that. I need to really do a circle around the bottom first. This should work. Do I have scissors here? No, I gotta go get my scissors. I'll be back. Been sitting too long. I'm really stiff trying to walk over here. Okay, I'm back. I need to make a circle out of this square. So how am I going to do that? So I'm going to fold it in half 2 times. And cut it as close to being a circle as possible. It won't really matter. It's going to be hidden. It's not a very round circle, but that's okay. Got a new package of duct tape I had my son run to the Dollar Tree for. I wanted a pool noodle too, but he didn't get one. So how do I open this? With scissors. Sorry, it looks like I kind of did this sideways. I don't like having to find my end all the time. So I'm going to use an end of a bread bag. Here, this will work. I found this on a YouTube video, actually, I think. Might have been on Facebook. Put that in there. And then I don't have to dig for my end. But I'm going to need 8 of these strips. And I can hold them on the back of my hand. Yeah. I'm going to save them on the table here. That works easier. If I can do this without cutting myself. Okay, that's 6. 7. And 8. And now can you see it? Put one there. And let's try and go directly across from it. Set the bottle in the middle. And just, and I can see that I pulled it up. There we go. here and see how this goes around. I need a couple more pieces of tape now. Uh-oh, I got a message and I didn't read it. I think it was just reminding me that I'm live because I haven't said anything for a while. Although I sometimes go live and I fall asleep. But maybe it picks up my snoring and thinks I'm talking. Yeah. Need all this on here. Should be enough. Kind of tapers here, so I need some more tape. My chat isn't working. I'm logged in on another channel here and I'm chatting and it's not coming up. So if you're trying to say anything and thinking I'm ignoring you, I'm not. So I'm going to cut myself about 8 pieces of tape here to tape it down to the taper. Oh, all tangled here. This piece of tape wants to stick to itself. But It's not going to help me at all. This one too. Scissors are not the best. Pretty sure I got that pair from the Dollar Tree about 20 years ago. So it probably never was all that sharp. I got them back when the Dollar Tree was $1. And you know what? I just lost my little plastic tab. Well, I can always use this. Well, I've got a bunch of them for now. Here's the hole. I like to leave a hole in my bottle so that I can use a funnel and fill it up with water without removing the plant. So it's kind of poke a hole where the hole is. Yeah. There. I've got a watering hole. I'm going to trim this excess off the top here. Doesn't need to be perfect. Nobody's really going to see it. Just me. There. But you know what? I need something to keep the rainwater out. So what I like to do is cut about, I'd say this is probably about 3 inches. I don't have my plastic tab and I don't want to lose my end. So I'll stick that in there. I need more actually. Cut it. With my crappy scissors. Oh, did I say crappy? I'm sorry. Now, I'm going to cut the, let's see, I want to make a flap that's not going to stick. I'll put it above it right here, and there I can lift it up and fill it up in the hole. I don't know if you can see that where I taped it. Folded the tape almost in half and then just left enough on there to stick it on. I'll keep most of the water out. Probably should have just used tape on that. And because water, I'll be able to get into that. And light. I think I'm more worried about light getting in there and turning my hydroponic solution green. And that'll steal nutrients from my little plant. So I'm going to cut some little strips of tape here. Okay. I need about 8 of them. I do have better scissors. I should probably just throw these out, but they're the only ones I can find at the moment. And it's almost 4 a.m., so I'm not going to run around the house looking. I don't want to wake up my neighbors and have them screaming. Not sure if they're screaming at me or at each other. So I'm going to tape down this end. I've just got some little pieces of tape here. Got some strips like this. I'm going to cut them in half. I think these scissors were working better when I first started because they're probably full of tape at this point, or goo from the tape. See, it looks like I won't have to worry about light getting in around where I taped. But over here, light could get in, and that's not a good thing. Scissors are pretty much worthless, but better than nothing for now. I need some more tape here. I think I should get my razor blade out. Oh, I found my little plastic dab. I was looking all over the floor for it, and here it was on my lap. That works the best. So I'm probably going to have to use some Goo Gone on these scissors. think we're pretty good here. One more piece of tape. How's that looking? There. Now we should be able to control the darkness. Nothing, no light can get in there. And we've got a little flap here where we can add water through a funnel. And it should keep the rain out. So where's my hanger? That one's kind of big. And once it stretches, that's going to be way too big. But this one should work. Even though it's going to look a little too short in the beginning, once I fill it with water, or not water, hydroponic solution, should be fine. There we go. It's all set for a plant now. I don't know, I might rip this other one apart and make it smaller. But that's a lot of work, so maybe I'll just use it as it is on a larger bottle. Thanks for watching. Doesn't look like anybody else is in right now. My other phone went dead. No, it didn't go off. Looks like I stopped streaming at some point.